This screencast is designed to help you with understanding the basics of using ArcGIS online. After you have been given your password and you can use it to log in, then you just need to go into the program, and most often you're working with maps that have already been shared with you. What we're going to do is just go up to this here and have a look at one map that we can start to manipulate some data with. So let's try this one. I'm just searching for one of the maps that's used for the Geography IA. This web map is the one that we need to be looking at. You can see that there's other types of maps, feature layers, and so on. Those are used to create your map as opposed to necessarily present your data. So you don't normally have to do anything with those. Let's just open this web map. And go across here and open it in the map viewer. What you can see is that it has some overlays or layers in this particular area. You can scale it up and down. In fact, you can see where those are compared to this other area here, for example, the university area, which has no live layers that can be edited. There's water, rail, road, and buildings. You can turn these on and off. The reason why water is included, even though there's a lot of streams in here which really are not of any value to us, it shows the coastline. The rail shows the MTR that goes up to Amman, Shan, roads likewise, and the buildings are the layer which is usually the most important for us. Just in terms of basics, we use the bolts, border, orientation, title, scale, and source. So you can see a scale down here. When you draw your map, you can print it with a border around the outside. The source is down here. Plus, if you create the map yourself, then the source is author. But you need to create a north point, and we can have a look at how you do that later on. Let's just focus upon the building. And I'm just going to zoom in so we can see that more clearly. If we were to click on one of these buildings, you can see that it has building height data attached to it. This is on a scale of 1 to 4 in this case. Try another one, building height. Building height's missing for that, and for that. But you can see that you have building height here on 4. So we should be able to extract some data from this particular map. That data has been inputted by students during their field work on an iPad, and then it's been synced back to this map, which is online and can be accessed by logging in on someone's computer. Let's go down to building, click on that. To show a different attribute for the building, in other words, building height is one of the attributes, you can go to this drop down menu and select that there. You can see some other options come up. This is all the data of building height according to a circle. What we want to do is to try and classify building height according to colour. So we can use this here, unique symbols. Select that. There's a warning there. It's just telling you that you're going to change something. Click on yes. And there you have a map that shows the building heights for the various buildings in Ma-on-Shan. These are classified according to the scale of 1, 2, 3, and 4. What you can do here is you can edit that by just selecting again, and here you can change the symbol or the color so that your legend is going to be clearer to be able to use. So I'm going to click on 1. I'm going to say 0 to 5 stories. I'm going to go to 4, and I'm going to change the color of that to something which I think is more distinctive, dark purple. Okay, so you can see what we're doing here is just editing those, either the label or the color. When you're done with that, you can select OK. Done. If you go back into looking at the legend up here, it now reflects those changes, and you can save that map so that it looks like that from now on. If you were to look at building material or another characteristic assigned to building quality is another one, then you go through the same process. So down to building, select the other attribute, as it's called, and unique symbols, select, and then you have a map that shows you the different types color coded in here. To edit it, go into options again, and you can change your colors or change your labels in here. The second thing that I want to talk about is how you can add text or labels to your location. Let's just go back to single symbol. This is how you might want to edit a location map for a place that you're looking at. It can be done through add. So add map notes. In this case, we're going to add something called data collection site. Okay. And we will choose a push pin, take it across to the location that data was collected over the course of a field workday, and add that there. If you want to change your symbol, then you can select another symbol that might be more useful for you. And there's a whole list of those. Sometimes it depends upon the color ramp that you're using to show other features on your map. If I choose green, I can do that. If I wanted to increase the symbol size so it stands out more accurately in the map, then I can go and move that scale along like that. Now we have that listed there. If I wanted to label that, then I can go to text, click in an area where I want to write my text, and I'm going to write data collection site. Return. That becomes movable by selecting it, and I can move it to a place which is closer to the location, or move it around. Okay, done. If I scale in or out, then that label remains the same size. And the text remains the same size as well too. One feedback that we've had from people who have moderated internal assessments is that they like to have a border around the particular study area that you're looking at. You can go down to area here, and you can create a border around the outside. Click, click, click. That's not working. Click, click. And there you have a border around the outside. Double click to complete. That can be edited. Let's say I want to have the fill clear and transparent. Then I can scale the transparency up or down. Close. Finally, if we want to add a north point, which is our missing element on our map in terms of bolts, you can use the text. Find a space on here, write north, enter, and you can use an up arrow. Like that. Close. Here we have a pretty good map that shows the main features of a study area with all the requirements that's required for a location map. If you want to print your map with legend to PDF, and you can just cut and paste that into any report that you write. Don't forget to save it before you go.